My grandfather and I used to take long walks to destinations known but uncared for. You see, I was too young to know the depths of it then, but the process of us walking in silence was him teaching me a lesson being passed down between two generations of a family divided. Between that young boy who knew nothing but America and its fascination with rampant consumption and the old man who still carried dirt underneath his nails from barely scraping an existence across fertile Filipino soil. But like I said, I was too young to learn the lesson being taught in his silent dialects. On those first few walks, I let my youthful exuberance crawl up my throat, shattering the metronome rhythm of our steps to tap dancing across the pavement. My grandfather would just smile at my childish antics, keep his meditated state in slow rhythmic pace while breathing in and blowing out smoke from his basics full-flavored cigarettes. I took that as my cue to be quiet, and so the lessons began. But the hands of time continued to rotate, regardless of how precious or important the moment, and that old man was no longer that giant that had to crank my neck upwards towards his earth-toned skin, decorated with a labyrinth of lines just to watch his eyes watch. And I was no longer that little boy who still believed the world made sense, or was that captivated audience listening to his life-learned lessons, but instead has grown to crave an audience of his own. And even though during our last years together we shared the same walls, all I had left of him were memories. Like that time I was 6, and he gave me a beer when no one was looking. And we laughed. But that was lifetimes ago. Since I walked in the rhythm of his steps, since I heard his voice dancing across my lips, cherishing the sweet taste of a land I never knew, taught through the songs of an old man. So 3 years ago, at that age of 20, filled with bullshit and piss, covered in the stench of youthful arrogance, I witnessed cancer rip through his throat and chest for 50 years of nicotine addiction. At that age of 20, wiping blood from his lips in late-stage malignancy doesn't allow for a man to swallow. Instead, its method of death is starvation in between violent bouts of convulsions as I sat by his bedside for a week straight, waiting for his eyes to stop screaming in pain, waiting for a miracle, waiting for the ones that can get up and walk with me. I finally realized the lesson taught by him. You see, long ago, early in the morning, my grandfather and I used to take long walks in comfortable silence. And that half second, right before foot's tap pavement, was his lesson that senseless chatter should not shatter the calmness between us. Instead, gather powerful words and construct greatness. So no matter what amount you carry in your pockets, the knowledge of a life lived past to the next generation becomes priceless. So now when I walk, I slow my youthful gait to match the rhythm of an old man's wisdom, so I can once again listen to my grandfather's. Silence.